Hey, 8th grade, we've got the second half of our review sheets, okay? Or review pages, I guess they're not really sheets since they're in your book. But usually we go through and I go through the exercises you have questions about. So since you're not here to tell me, what I'm going to do is just go through one of each, and then those that are a little bit more difficult or ones that you usually ask questions about, I'll do more than one, okay? So we're going to start with exercise A, and you have two columns there, A or B. And then if you look under there in your directions, you have the option for neither. So you have to decide, is A correct? Is B correct? Or neither, okay? And you're looking for capitalization and punctuation. So our first one, you have my cousin Caroline. So do we think A is correct or B is correct or neither? Well, we got a name in there, so we know that needs to be capitalized, but the one thing that seems to be different is cousin. So it's a title, but do we usually use that when we speak to our cousin? No. So does it need to be capitalized? No. So A is your best answer. And then we have Chatham County Christian School, a name of a school. So think First Assembly Christian School. Is that capitalized when you write it out? Yeah. So is number 2, for number 2A, is that correct? No. B, is that correct? No. So our answer is N for neither. So remember that N for neither is an option. People tend to forget that. All right, if you'll bear with me as I move down the page here. Our next one, add punctuation where it's missing. It can be any kind of punctuation. So we have the sentence, the following planets are nearest the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. So immediately your eye should go to following. If you see the word following, you know you have a list, and there's a certain punctuation mark that always introduces lists. So hopefully you have that in your head, and we need to put that in front of our list. So we've got our colon. And then if we have a list, we need to separate those things with commas. Venus, Earth, and then last but not least, don't forget it, our end mark. So add whatever punctuation you think is missing. All right, C, this sentence. Do we have a complete thought? If so, put S in the blank for sentence. Fragment is something missing. You can put frag in the blank or run on. Do we have multiple sentences in one and they're not punctuated correctly? Like for number 1, fire engines and fire trucks are not the same thing. Is that a complete thought? Is it missing something? No. We definitely don't have two sentences joined together. So, sentence it is. Number 2, performing significantly different functions at emergency situations. They are sent out as directed by 911 operators. It's really long, okay? But if you look at it, performing the functions, that's they. It's describing them. So it's not two thoughts joined together. This is a sentence. Sentence it is. So just tell us, is it a complete thought? Sentence. Is it missing something? Fragment. Or run on, do we have two thoughts joined together without correct punctuation? All right, down at the bottom here, you have different words italicized, and you have to tell out of your several options, you can read them there in your grammar book, what we have. Okay, so let me do these two here. Number 1, Henry, have you ever wanted to visit America's 50th state, Hawaii? So we have two words here italicized. Both of them have commas. You only have two things in there that can have commas. Direct addresses or appositives. So remember, appositives talk about something. Direct addresses talk to someone, directly to. So Henry, are they talking to him or are they talking about him? To him. So direct address it is. And then we go to Hawaii. Is it talking to Hawaii or about Hawaii? About. A positive, it is. Number 2, excuse me. Pearl Harbor, surfing, and pineapples are all well-known Hawaiian symbols. All right, we have a few more words in here. So let's start at the beginning. We have Pearl Harbor and surfing. They're linked together, so they're going to be used as the same thing. And if we look at our sentence, they're both used as what? Subjects. So S above Pearl Harbor, S above surfing, and then we have the word are. That's on several lists of verbs. So V above that, and then we have symbols, okay? So we look in front of it, we look and see if there are any, or if there is a preposition in front. Do we see a preposition? No. So what we do see in front are verb, okay? So we need to decide action or linking. Action or linking. Linking it is. So in our sentence, there's only one option up here that can follow a linking verb, and that is predicate nominative. Got it? Okay, so let me flip here, and we'll go to exercise E. Picking the correct verb. Make sure you read to the end. You know I'm guilty of this. Sometimes when they're at the end, I forget about them. So make sure you read all the way to the end and you get through all your parentheses to choose your correct answer. Number 1, after Dylan clumb or climbed the rock wall, he laid or lay down and rested in the shade. Clumb or climbed. Well, climbed it is. Clumb is incorrect. And then we have he laid or he lay. So, in your mind, you need to think, is he putting something somewhere or is he reclining? And then if he's reclining, lay is correct. Number 2, the children attacked the pizza like they hadn't had any food all day. And then I can just imagine y'all chuckling as I read it aloud because it's so silly, because y'all always would do that. So attacked is correct. So make sure you circle the pronoun you think is, or not pronoun, your verb that you think matches your subject, okay? And most of these are your troublesome ones, like bring or take, rise or raise, sit or set, those types of things. All right, going to the bottom here, just 2 more. This one, you're matching your subject with your verb. So number 1, each of the tourists take or takes, picture of the volcano. Each. Each is singular or plural. Which one? Each is singular. So takes it is. The delighted laughter of the child was or were heard throughout the house. So what was heard? Laughter. Is that singular or plural? Singular. So was is singular. And then number 3, whoever wishes to join the marching band should meet in the gym after school. So whoever, is that singular or plural? Singular. Wishes is correct. All right, last one over here. Excuse me while I get adjusted. All right, y'all. This one, we're going to go back through. It's review. Okay, and you're going to put brackets around your noun clauses, parentheses around your gerund phrases, and underline your infinitive phrases, okay? And then above your phrases or clauses, you're going to tell what it's being used as. So a little bit of review, okay? Gerunds, I'll write this over here. Remember that it can only end in ing, okay? Only end in ing. Your infinitive, I'm going to abbreviate that. You're looking for 2 plus a verb. And then your noun clauses start with your relatives. So remember with your relatives, they all start with WH except for 2. That or if, okay? WH, and then that and if. And then remember, phrases do not have a subject and verb. Clauses do have a subject and verb. All right, I want to do more than one of these. So we have grading papers was the teacher's task. So immediately you should look at the beginning, and this ending here should stick out. Grading papers, our gerund. So parentheses around our gerund phrase. And then what is it used as? It's at the very, very beginning. Subject it is. Anything else you see in there? WH, to plus a verb? No. So we're finished with one. Number 2, Dexter enjoys skiing in winter and snorkeling in summer. Lots of INGs, okay? So, parentheses around skiing in winter, parentheses around snorkeling in summer. And they both follow a verb. Is that action or linking? Action it is. So you only have one choice with action. Direct object. So they're both direct objects. Number 3, what we laugh at is an indicator of who we are. Okay, you should immediately say lots of WHs. Okay, so if we've got WH, noun clause, what starts there, and we got a verb inside, so we leave this verb outside. What we laugh at. It's used at the beginning, so subject it is. And then we're back here with another WH. Who, oops, sorry y'all. Who we are. Look in front. Preposition. OP it is. Very nice. Couple more so I can get examples of all the different types. The best idea to raise money for the senior trip was having a bake sale after the concert. All right, so we see 2 here, 2 plus a verb. So we finally have an example of an infinitive. Remember, it's a phrase, so we start there and stop right before our verb. So let's look in front to see what it's used as. Idea. Let's see, what is the idea in my sentence? It's my subject, it's a noun. So the only one that follows a noun is my appositive. Sorry for my shaking hand, y'all. And then we got to read through the end. We should see an ing. Oh, yes. So parentheses. And we have was in front. Is that action or is that linking? If you say linking, predicate nominative, it has to be. And one more. We'll do half of these. To eat in a healthy manner was Antoinette's goal. Immediately, 2 plus a verb. To eat in a healthy manner. It's a phrase, so I got to stop before that verb. And it's the very first thing in my sentence. Subject it is. And then you do not have to do H. All right, I hope this helps. Just like with anything that's on here, if you have a question, don't hesitate to contact me.